Welcome back to social science classes. In the previous classes, we were discussing about the Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan. After the fourth Anglo-Mysore War, we have discussed. After the fourth Anglo-Mysore War, Tipu died, and what are the area was there that has been broadly classified into the many regions that some of the territories are shared among the British, Marathas, Nizara, Vaidama. A small territories handed over the royal representative Mysore Wadayas. This region came into be known as the Mysore Princely State. Afterwards, we are going to talk about here about rebellion of Kitturu. In here, we are going to discuss about brave Queen Rani Channamma. Okay, the British brought many changes in administration after defeating Marathas, that's we know, Tippu and Hyder Ali, denying the right adopted children over the throne was such a rules. The rebellion led by Channamma, we know the subsidiary alliances and the doctrine of lapse. That is the doctrine of lapse. What the one who don't have a male heir to the throne automatically they have to seek the permission of the British. If the permission was denied, okay, if they are not permission was given, that automatically kingdom goes to British. Okay, actually this Kitturu I have to tell means it lies between Dharwad and Belgaum. After the death of Malasarja, Channamma, the queen of Malasarja, took active interest in administrative matters. After the death of Malasarja, his son Shivalinga Sarja took over the region of the Kittur. Due to this his falling health, Channamma had to take care of day-to-day administration. Shivalinga Sarja supported British during Maratha War. As a result, British entered into agreement with Kitturu to collect the payment from him. This agreement entered during the time of Thomas Munro. Okay, but see here, there once upon a time Shivalinga Sarja helped the British during Maratha War, but the helplessness only has reversed to him. After the death of Shivalinga Sarja, Channamma adopted a boy named Shivalingappa and started ruling Kitturu as Queen Regent. Then, on that time, Thackeray was collector, okay, the political agent of the British in Dharwad. He sent a report to the governor of Bombay and attempted to take over Kitturu kingdom under the doctrine of lapse policy. He attempted to take over treasury and fort under his control. Channamma considered war as inevitable. She prepared for war. Meanwhile, British also prepared themselves for war. In the battle, Thackeray was shot and dead. Many British were taken as prisoners of war. The British attacked Kittur again under leadership of Colonel Decon. The army fought battle bravely. Channamma attempted to flee from battlefield, but she was captured by the British army. Channamma and others were prisoned at Bailahongala fort. Queen Channamma passed away in the prison itself. Next, we are going to discuss about the one more freedom fighter from the Kittur itself. As a we can call as a he was a name which has connected with Channamma, and nowadays we have the recently in the Kannada also we got a one movie also related to this. I hope you might have seen that. That is none other than we are going to speak about here Sangolli Rayanna. That is in the year of the 1829 to the 1830. Okay, so the name of Sangolli Rayanna has remained famous along with the name of Rani Channamma. Rayanna was a soldier in the Channamma's army. Okay, he was a brave soldier also. He fought for the independence of Kitturu. But for the purpose of the Kitturu and felt it was his duty to liberate. It was his duty to liberate was his duty to liberate his motherland. He fought against the British, was imprisoned with along with her. There are many oral histories says about Rayana. He developed a sense of nationalism, went on organizing an army. He organized secret meetings and sensitive places. He aimed at the main things. He was aiming in the looting the treasury of and taluk office of the British. He had an army of 500 men. He became the furious and the villagers who were assisting the British army. The British thought that Rayana was being incited by the Rani Chennamma. Hence, they have shifted Rani Chennamma Kusugal prison from Bailahongala. The British devised the cunning strategy captured by Rayana. They encouraged Desais who were opposing Rani Chennamma and an Amaldar named Krishna Devaraya joined a hand with them. Thus, Rayana was cunningly captured, brought out down Dharwad. Many of the soldiers were surrendered after his arrest. He was declared as an offender and hanged to death. Many ballads have kept the life bravery of Rayana alive, seen even today also. And the rebellion of Sulia, we are going to talk here. The rebellion of Sulia is basically it is a farmers' rebellion. Okay, the rebellion needs to be understood. The backdrop of political situation in the coastal Karnataka and Kodagu region during 1835 to 1837. The British dethroned the rulers of Kodagu, that is Chikkavira Raja Rajendra of Haveri dynasty in the year of the 1839. He was later transferred to Velluru, though Bangalore was later through Bangalore and later to Kashi. These incidents created political instability in Kodagu. Swami Aparnama Kalyana Swami Puttabasappa organized this rebellion, and against this, all the three declared that they are part of Haleri dynasty and ruled Kodagu also. Swami Aparnampura assumed the leadership of the rebellion. He captured in the year of 1834 and shifted to Bangalore. Similarly, Kalyana Swami was captured in the 1837 and placed in Mysore prison. And the next class we are going to talk about here Puttabasappa, and we can talk about the rebellion of Surapura and Koppal in their Venkatappa Nayaka, rebellion of Halagali and all those things. Thank you for watching video. Have a great day ahead.